Hi everyone, today we're going to be taking the DJI O3 Air Unit for its first flight. Or should I say drive, because right now I've got it strapped to the top of an RC car with packaging tape. And we're just going to drive it around the garage here, have some fun, and see what this thing can do. So I think that's enough driving around in the garage for now. We're going to move on to something a lot more fun now that I've confirmed that everything works. And we're going to get it set up with something better than packaging tape, because quite frankly this stuff does not work for this purpose. I only used it for testing purposes to make sure that the setup was going to function properly, which it does, and that's great. So now I've got all the supplies I need to transform my janky test setup into an awesome FPV monster truck. And this is gonna be super cool. Let's get going. First, I'm gonna start by removing all the pieces from the car. The tape won't be hard to get off because it's already kind of just lost all its stickiness. It didn't take very long. I do not recommend packaging tape, if you hadn't already guessed that. So this is the battery I'm using. It's just a 2S LiPo. It's just important that you make sure that your battery conforms to the specifications of the Air Unit. However, I would recommend something larger than 500 milliamp hours. This thing does not have a very long battery life, so I will only get a short bit of use out of this one with the Air Unit. But most people will probably hook this into a much larger battery connected to their and just connect the Air Unit into their drone, and the drone will power it. So you won't have to do this crazy setup I have here with the Air Unit where I have wired a pigtail connector into the Air Unit so I can just connect it directly into the battery. I've left everything else just normal, but this works. This is actually a pretty good setup, I think, if you on a quick and dirty FPV setup to go with whatever kind of vehicle you want to drive FPV. In this case, I set that aside and get this monster out of its box. Success! I'm not sure why that wasn't working the first time, but it works now, so that's good. So there, the truck is working, and we can begin attaching the camera. So I have this double-sided mounting tape here. That's extra strength. Hopefully it won't be too strong. Hopefully we'll be able to detach the camera at some point. And I've got just regular electrical tape here. And I think those will do a great job of attaching this whole setup here to the truck. I think we'll secure the battery with electrical tape. I think that'll work better than the double-sided tape for that, since I really do need to be able to remove the battery more often than I do this other stuff. Let's see. Yeah, I think I'll be able to get that off. I want to also secure the other cables on here, just because I don't want them coming loose or getting snagged on things as I'm driving around. And so this is the final setup here. I think it actually looks pretty slick. And we'll work just fine. Everything is very secure, and I don't think anything's gonna fall off or get jostled too badly on top of there. And that's gonna be a lot of fun. So I'm gonna head over to a local park and take it for a spin. So this setup seems to work pretty good, except for a couple issues. For one, the RC car I got here doesn't have particularly good shock absorbers and isn't particularly powerful, so it's not great at, you know, fairly rough terrain, making it over all these sticks and stuff on the ground out here on these trails. The other issue, more important probably, is that this thing isn't able to deliver enough cooling, enough air movement over the vehicle to cool the air unit itself, so that actually shut down to prevent overheating. And I'm glad that it has that automatic shutoff, otherwise it would fry the unit. However, it does have that automatic shutoff, so it actually is fine. Just I can only drive it for a few minutes at a time, with a bit of a bummer. Anyway, we're gonna go drive it some more and get some more cool footage. So now we're finally going to put the air unit on a drone. In this case, the DJI FPV drone. Now we're not going to wire it into the drone itself here. I am just going to take the unit that I already have sort of assembled here and tape it to the DJI FPV drone. So let's do that. And there it is. I've got the DJI Air Unit attached to the DJI FPV drone. It'll be really interesting to see how this works. I'm looking forward to getting this in the air, and hopefully it all doesn't come flying off the back. I think I've got it fairly securely taped down, but I guess we'll see. So that actually worked really well. On a drone, the air unit does not overheat when it's in the air. You've got some good wind passing through it, does not overheat, and record for a long period of time, and it works really, really well. In fact, this setup with the DJI FPV works pretty well. The image quality from the air unit is significantly better to my eye than that from the DJI FPV drone's built-in camera. It's very clear, very crisp, very similar to what you would get from the DJI Avata or the DJI Action 3 camera. So it's a very high image quality transmission, and it records really nice video. It's just that I really need to mount it at a higher angle for the DJI FPV drone here, since if I go really fast, the drone tilts like that, and I mainly just see the ground. So I would really need to mount it more like on top of the computer unit itself, maybe. But this worked well for testing purposes, and I am overall extremely impressed with the DJI O3 Air Unit. And yeah, I can definitely recommend it if you're building a new FPV drone from scratch, if you want to drive RC vehicles from an FPV perspective, if you want to just upgrade your existing FPV drone with a better camera, the DJI O3 Air Unit is an excellent option. Anyway, thanks for watching, and I'll see you all again next time. Bye!